Austria, what you doing? Can you bugger off? Hey up, it's your northern lad. And as Sun Tzu once said, when you are strong, appear weak. And when you are weak, appear strong. Now, unfortunately for me, I am not strong, and nor do I appear strong, because I just slaughtered most of my men in trying to take on Ankara. And whilst we were successful, at what cost? So now, what I'm going to try and do, because we have been declared war on by both Brazil and England, is change my focus to defence as much as possible. And I do want to keep my caravan in production, because the +1 culture will help us out plenty. But we want to produce units that can defend us from the probable endless onslaught that's on the horizon. Now, we know where England's coming from. They're coming from its south coast, but we don't know where Brazil's coming from. Anywhere around here, going to be tight. It's going to be a difficult situation, to be old. But we must endure. So I think in the meantime, we'll have to have emergency measures and have production as much as possible, even if it means no growth. I mean, we're at 2 happiness, so it's not exactly like we can grow too much nonetheless, because unhappiness is the bane of this game's existence. That being said, I'm going to send my worker over to get at sugar and wine, because even if we don't have much population and defence to go by, at least we'll be placated by being drunk off at wine and constantly on a sugar rush, so we won't worry about it problems at hand. Now, you may notice that I've disabled the character animations for some reason, and you'll notice from last episodes that my modern gaming computer can't seem to cope with recording sessions and playing sessions from a game that was published in 2010. What that tells you about me rig, I dare not repeat, but it's just a little bit sad, considering. Statue of Zeus has been built in a faraway land. Ironworking has been complete and we're at classical era, so all units from now on out will be renamed classical units. Until, of course, we get a next stage, and then that'll be Renaissance unit, medieval unit, what have you. All creative names, 10 out of 10. Austria, what you doing? You're not doing what I think you're doing, are you? You got 3 units, and if the game's anything to go by, the AI always has an abdab whenever you have more than 2 units near the borders. So I think I might actually reflect that sentiment and say, can you bugger off? If they're thinking about declaring war too, then I might be screwed sideways. So keep an eye on them. We may have to bribe them to go declare war on someone else. Maybe we could bribe them to declare war on Brazil or England. We're going to go for masonry because we need it walls, and also we got to declare the marsh, and we also get to work at stone once we get it masonry. Marrakesh, I think actually I'm going to make them work at 5 food, because it is a lot, and +1 extra citizen is going to help us, because then we'll give +5 food and then +3 production in total. So that's probably the play there. Going to build a road between the 2 cities, not only because we get the coin benefits, but also because we need to move our units along the road to the front line pretty quickly. Because for some reason, I'm under the impression that Marrakesh is probably the prime target, not Rabat. Probably because the defence is a bit higher in Rabat than Marrakesh. Now, Istanbul and Edirne gets +3 science when we trade with them. And I don't think that a barbarian encampment's going to spawn around here, so I think I should be safe. And I think that because we do have a lot of units sitting around, and the barbarian encampments don't spawn unless there's a little bit of space between units and the encampments. And +18 economy, not too bad. I don't know how much it's going to cost to bribe the Austrians, but if they're warmongers, hopefully it won't be too much. But historically, as far as the game's concerned, they're not the most warmongery of people. Let's see what we can do. They're not very good in terms of score. Actually, they're at bottom, so they're probably a little bit desperate. But look at that economy, +600 coins and +10 per turn. Would you attack Germany? No. Would you attack Elizabeth. Oh, you would, but at an high price. That's steep. Would you declare war on Pedro? No on Pedro. So if we asked them, we'd lose a lot of happiness to do it. We put -5 until we work these two again. That's a steep price to pay. Wait a minute. Oh, Brazil. Brazil's arrived. I should probably upgrade my units. Oh, jeez. Brazil, can you not? Brazil, I'm not here. Go somewhere else. I thought I had more time. I tell you something, if Austria gets any bright ideas and declares war on us as well, we are done for. So, just to keep them happy, or to keep them away from us. How many coins would you go for? Maybe they go for Ottomans. I was thinking just send them to anyone. 15 coins, are you serious? Don't tell me I'm going to have to give you max coins. Not even max coins will make you happy. What about sulk in coins? No, this is tragic. 7, 8. Right, so we're slightly unhappy and also slightly not very wealthy. That could be enough to buy a secondary luxury resource from a different civilization instead to keep us from being too depressed. No, nobody's got any other luxury resources, so we're going to have to rush to get to wine, and we can use the wine to forget our wars. Why am I sending Sargon towards him? He needs to be on front line, and I would send him out too, but he needs to keep the happiness in the city. And Marrakesh ain't going to grow neither because it's unhappy. There we are. Just a sad little 8 turns to get my archer. I take out the most powerful unit first. Come on, Brazil. You're better than this. You don't really want to do this to yourself, do you? We've got +11 defense. Surely they're going to really hurt themselves. Because at least they're all melee units. If there were anything else, I'd probably be a little bit more worried. Come on, high damage. Yeah, 47's pretty decent. 34's alright. The pikeman needs to go. 35 after 26. And we're still in green health. And these units are pretty much done for. We'll be able to take out at pike. There he goes. Goodbye. Stonehenge has been built in a faraway land. So again, more wonders are being gone. It's probably all in Egypt to tell thee. And now he's got more than full health if he were to heal in the city, so we'll send him on another run. Probably send him on the open terrain, lad. Yeah, look at that. Good damage there. Still can't work at stone, and I don't want to keep my units too close to front line. But he'll be safe there, and I'll construct a farm in meanwhile. He's too hurt to continue. We're going to have to heal him up. Right, Saigon. Keep clippity-clopping away. Brazil strikes again. You'd think they'd actually have some upgraded units, though. It's all just warriors. I mean, have they learnt nothing from me? Oh, here we go. But look, truth be told, if you take out all the melee units and they can't actually take the city, that's probably the only good thing about having melee units in general. Right, Saigon. Slip around at side, lad. There's a good lad. And he's going to go for stone. Now, I don't know what the fog of war is holding, but if this is all they've sent, then I don't know what I was so worried about. That being said, I know for a fact I'm probably going to be eating my words, because the AI never sends a bunch of units that small, unless they're desperate. And Brazil, your score doesn't scream desperation to me. Don't know why they don't like me though. What have I done? Gonna make another archer. So we're finally reinforcing the front line. We're going to go for construction too, because then we can upgrade our composite bowmen, and that will help us out quite a lot in doing extra damage from the amassed amount of archers we're going to get. Finally, we made it to wine. It's only another 5 turns until we're actually happy again, even if only barely just. 21 science, it's gone for some reason. 21 science by turn 83. Not the worst. Could be better. Would be nice if I had libraries in every one of my cities. But I guess beggars can't be choosers when the entire world hates you because you declared war and took one measly city. 2 archers have retreated. Have they given up already? Oh, that would be splendid if that were the case. That'd be so nice. I think I'm safe to send this lad just to damage this and proper not. Yeah, I'm not worried about this lad. He's got double cover. And it's against a regular archer and he's a swordsman. Oh, do you have to? Great lighthouse has been built in a faraway land. For some reason, Venice always seems to be the civilization that builds a great lighthouse. But I'm not sure that they're in this game. Oh, Jesus. Can you bugger off? Whose bright idea was it to have really raging barbarians? Oh, that's right, it was me. Tell this something, if it's going bad for me, it must be going bad for other civilizations too. So count your blessings. Colossus has been built. I do like Colossus. You can get a trading boat before you've even got the technology to build them. And you get +5 coins per turn. It's really decent, but I'd never ever get it in game. Especially if you're not coastal, it's just not happening. Well, at least we had got enough damage to take out that barbarian horseman that was ravaging us. And now we can safely rebuild our incense. Aaron al-Rashid, I will definitely be your friend. So now we might actually see an interesting battle between the Ottomans and the Austrians, because the Ottomans just got Terracotta Army. Now you have to heal up. Healing up my units so we can't send them back out to the encampment that's been more of a nuisance to us than neither England or Brazil. In fact, if anything, to be honest with you, Austria has been more of a nuisance to us. Simply by existing, not by declaring war, because I'm a little bit worried that they would have. 21 turns for Messeverd. 21 turns. That's actually not too bad. I know it's because we're on production focus and we won't grow, but once we get Messeverd, it'll blow up. It'll be a great city. Do we need more units though? We got currently 3 archers, 1 swordsman, and 1 warrior. And we've fought off Brazil already, and England hasn't even come at us at all. But 21 turns, you could lose an entire civilization in that amount of time. But you know what? I'm going to go for it. Fun fact, Messeverd means green table in Spanish. There's your useless fact for today. Thank you so much for listening. Construction's completed. We do have the coin to upgrade some of our units to composite bowmen. And I'm going to do it with this lad because he's right next to yet another barbarian and horseman. And we don't need any resources to upgrade it. Yet another technology is ready to be researched. And we're going to now go for mathematics. It's only 5 turns. Got another 2 mod wonders here. Gate of the Sun is another pretty mediocre wonder, but it gives special perks to your walls, making them just not walls, but actually resource producing buildings. It is +1 gold, +1 faith front walls, and +1 great engineer point, and +2 faith. But for the amount of production, you could also build Templo Mayor, which is a fantastic classical era wonder, because it gives you +15 production when constructing wonders. It's basically like having marble in your capital, but you also get a lot of great engineer points as well, a bit of culture, a little bit of faith. Can we build it? I highly doubt it. In the Egypt playthrough, if we don't roleplay as building every single wonder on game, then that'll be sad times. Hopefully by the time we get to him, we'll be a little bit better at Immortal difficulty though. But sometimes the start can really make or break your entire campaign. We've made it back to happiness though, which is reassuring. And we're going to go for sugar too. Dentist hate it, but I need my sugar for another +4 happiness. +11 culture still. Or we might get some more culture if Ankara ever gets around to building a monument. feel like it's been building it for a lifetime. Literally, I think it's the first building that we're actually going for since I took it. So production is really slow. It's probably on at wine, because they always go for most coinage. +3 coins at wine, +1 production, +1 food. And we have actually found Brazil. So at one top here, over at yonder, it were down here. In fact, they're probably our closest neighbour. So no wonder they wanted to declare war, especially after settling Marrakesh. Well, England basically just being a show pony. But 11 population is huge. Have they got Lake Victoria? I don't think anyone's actually built the Hanging Gardens of Babylon yet, interestingly enough. Oh, taking out something really satisfying about being able to take out a barbarian in one attack, especially with a warrior. Not exactly the most powerful of units to be able to achieve that, so not bad at all. And I would scout further, but I don't want to upset lumpy koalas. And we got some Immortals and some other Persians in way. Gonna pop him out just a little bit and then make him go back. Not really much to see, to be frank. Right, every single tile that this city is working has been upgraded. So there's no real point in trying to fix this farm just yet. I'm going to build a road. I was trying to build a road before, but then the enemy turned up, so I'm going to build a road from Rabat to Marrakesh. Just trying to scout with my turns as much as possible without going too far forwards, because we don't want to like jump over a river and have like 10 archers all around here. He gets shot to death and he can't even make it back over the river because it expends all your turns. I hate it when that happens. But finally we've taken out an encampment for 25 measly coins. We still have this ancient ruins over here that I haven't taken. And my scout's doing a good job giving us culture and happiness up there, so I don't think he's going to make it over anytime soon, to be frank. Unless I did an exchange. Hello, Poland. Tell thee what, I'll take your money so that you can see what city to take next. Have we met all civilizations now? Yeah, we have met every single civilization, so the World Congress shouldn't be too far away now. Considering the fact that Brazil is not encroaching on us anymore, and England, I don't know, what I reckon has happened is that they've just said, if you die now, I will be so cross, I'll haunt you in the afterlife. It's bloody swordsman. Anyway, what were I saying? I absolutely will be your friend, Germany. Thank you so much for asking. Ooh, I might actually be able to pillage this caravan if I'm lucky. Oh, I thought they'd attack it more. This guy should be able to slink off quite easily, actually. I'll probably plop him there so that we can actually pillage the caravan easily. We just got mathematics. Can't do naught with it just yet. But once we become the richest nation in the world, we'll actually build some courthouses. Because +4 coins per turn is diabolical. 75 damage is not too bad. Persia's blocking the Brazilians from coming at me too much. And we do have double cover, so I don't see us taking too much damage. I do hope this Persian warrior moves. And by the time the Brazilian caravan comes back around, we'll be able to pillage it quite easy like. We'll go for philosophy next. And maybe, just maybe, go for National College. I suppose once we finish this last composite bowman, we'll build at library. Or maybe we'll finish off at shrine, because we're close to building at shrine originally. Build at libraries, and finally get us at National College. Now, I was thinking, do we get professional army? But truth be told, we don't have anyone to upgrade, and we're not building barrackses anytime soon either, so we're definitely at war, heavily at war, so extra experience from slaughtering Brazilians and English will definitely make our lives a little bit easier as time goes on. I don't know what this lad thinks he's doing. He's got nothing to pillage. He's not going to attack the city because of the minus 33 damage penalty. And there's a scout here. So thanks for the XP for my scout. Tell me something, Brazil's not exactly playing the expert game, are they? They kind of tried to take Marrakesh like I tried to take Ankara. The only difference is I actually committed to it, lost most of my units, but at least took a city in process. So with that being said, I reckon that Brazil is probably going to be our first capital city target. Maybe we'll be able to lock down a bit more iron for us. And Ankara's iron over there, if we ever get around to spreading our borders to get to it. We work that, get a lot of swordsmen, a lot of archers, march up to Rio de Janeiro and take it. And then we'll be the ones laughing, and then we'll be the ones with the Brazil woods, and the cachaça, and the samba, and other stereotypical Brazilian references. And they'll never think to step to us again. Now, Ancient Squad Fua is actually doing pretty well. He's up to his 4th promotion. Question is, do we give him Medic or do we give him Shock? Well, I'm pretty sure having Medic does help out a lot more. But if we went down the Shock route, we'd eventually get to Blitz and March. And usually it's good to have Medic when you got a lot of other warrior units who are blocking the onslaught from the front line. But as we don't have any warriors to speak of, it might actually be better to give him Shock. Let's see how this pans out. Going to stick him in there too, so he's going to have some defensive terrain bonus as well. This scout's just going to sit there forever. You better not be pitching a tent, you scout piece of crap. There it goes. 100 coins from a caravan. 267 coins. I mean, we can only really buy a shrine with that, so we don't have proper decent money like. But if we went into deficit, we'd have plenty of reserves so we don't go destitute and have to sell off our citizens for scientific experiments. And if you don't know that reference, you need to stop watching this video right now and go and do your homework. I never told thee to stop constructing a road, lad. I never told you to stop constructing a plantation. They're both safe, and they're both complaining about the construction. It's just not socially acceptable. Yes, keep going. You know, he's actually sat there so long he's going to die. Thank you. Thank you so much for giving me extra experience. He's then off getting another promotion. That's not bad, is it? Well, clearly we've consolidated our situation. I'm actually quite happy in general. Gonna move Sargon to front line and actually get a decent amount of units together so we can actually push back against the Brazilians. No, Montezuma, I'm not going after Germany. Why are they always asking me to go against the people I've made a declaration of friendship with? Can't you read the room? Bloody hell. So now we have... And I'm not going to be counting the units that are stationed in the city because we can't do anything with them because they're providing us with too much benefit to culture and happiness. So we have at our disposal 4 units, 1 swordsman, 1 warrior, and 2 composite bowmen. I reckon we'll probably need to produce maybe 1 more warrior who we can eventually use the iron on to turn into a swordsman. And that should allow us to push towards taking Rio, or at least a secondary city. Warriors 9 turns to produce, and then after that we will build a library. But that being said, we also do have this warrior squad here with double cover. So 2 swordsmen in formation protecting the archers is probably a pretty good way to advance towards Brazil. Not knowing how much defences that they have, but if they keep slaughtering all their units on my 1 lad down here, then they're probably not going to have much defensive to speak of none the like. So I'm going to instead start producing, going to finish off the shrine first, and then I'm going to start building a library. Took us long enough, but we did it. We survived the Brazilian onslaught, the English negligence, and the Austrians from blindsiding us by bribing our way out of being annihilated. And what did it cost? Just a lot of happiness and all of our economy. But now it's our turn to march on Brazil and get our revenge. But if we're lucky, we might be able to build Mesut Verde and get really fat off of the desert. A phrase you don't normally hear being said out loud. But that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, I'm your northern lad. And put what it's all away out, would you? Ciao, love.